Hey, this is three guys in a college class try to make a hit movie on no budget in 2 months.
LUX scene 5A, take 1.
So a big kind of game changer for us, like this time around, was like working in our pre-production stage. Usually it was like as soon as we had the script, we were like, we're pretty much ready to go. Like we got our locations and actors, and then we'd be shooting. Okay, right now we're just at Zach's and we're doing a little previs shot for this 3D orb animation, and just kind of really getting like a feel for like the movement of it, and like whether or not, you know, we're gonna have to get rid of the like a light and a pole that we're gonna have in the shot, or most likely gonna be off screen, and see just how well we can do it ourselves. This time, however, because like the story is so rich and it's so necessary that you get like these little details just right, especially if you want to like shop this idea around, we at least want to get a very, very strong tone across, and like with that, whatever, you know, small amounts of money and creativity that we have, make all these costumes.
So, this is what I came up with at my house. Cool with, you know, like army style scarf, poncho. It's a dope backpack. And
find these unique locations that we are, you know, either able to like destroy or ruin, or you know, make it look the way that we want it to look.
I should just shoot it, and then if I go down, it's done with.
You know, and then there was days that like we were all out, you know, doing some like painting, and which was like really fun and interesting. Like I'd never done anything like that, so I screwed up the first one. Got the second one pretty good. Ended up, the plastic thing got on top, so it peeled off a little bit. So I re-got this one. And I'll be honest with you, found out how impatient I am, because paint needs to dry, and yeah, I definitely didn't do that. So our third day of shooting was definitely, I think, the first time that we had like a legit production feel. Not to say that any of our other movies and stuff weren't big in the sense of like how many people were working on it. It was just like the help that we had. We had some friends that like wanted to help out with like the production and stuff. So it was good that we had them there for like, you know, me and Adam didn't have to work on the boom mic at all. Zach totally could just focus on the camera, and you know, when it was moving stuff around, like I don't even, you know, I barely remember carrying anything, which is great. Like it just selfishly, it's fantastic. The shots looked great, obviously, but just the overall composition, like it was fun. Like it was fine. Like it was it'll still work. The biggest thing was, and it was a big screw up, I think, the fact that we were time constrained so closely, and with 4 people having to like keep breaking down and setting up all these different setups that we were doing. And at that point, we were only focusing on the dialogue of the script and not the actual like structure part of this, like the other important stuff. And I don't mean that we weren't like watching them as they're like physically acting. It was just the stuff that we had on the script doesn't necessarily match 100% to what we shot that day. And it was funny, like I got the footage later. I'm like, did we do that? No. And then turns out we didn't. So it was a little of a weird conversation afterwards, kind of explaining that, being like, yeah, well, we definitely fucked that one up. But, again, overall, I'm still happy with how it came out.
Okay, and go. Okay, feet up. That's good. That's how you get a shot.
I don't even...
Got some, right now we're just gelling some of the lights cyan. Then we're gonna have a red light coming in there, scanning the room. We're blacking out some of the other lights. And yeah, it's early, but it's going well.
Jimmy, feeling good?
I got hit by a car yesterday.
So we just did our third. So we just did our third editing session. Okay, so we just finished the second version of our cut. Just to kind of give us.
I'd say it's the rough. That was the assembly. Now it's the rough.
This is a little bit more into the rough.
I mean, editing's a crazy thing, is all I can say. Like, if we could, unfortunately, I don't think we say. Well, I guess we have the exported version. If we could show you the physical first version of this, and then to what we have now, it's like at least 60% better.
Oh, I'd say it's 75. Like from how I was feeling Monday to how I'm feeling now, which is Thursday night, like definitely 3 times better.
And like not even the cutting, but like the transition points and stuff with the music, and like having like a whoosh come in and then having it silent and using that as a transition, then having the music fade back in. It's just like it's simple stuff like that adds the production value, I think.
The whoosh makes the production value.
Yeah, and the smoke. Let's not joke about the door smoke.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's all about the whoosh and the door smoke, because you know what? Let me just show you my proudest moment. It's got to be this door. Now, I don't want to spoil anything for you. So if that's too impressive, then call me impressive. Let me backtrack a little bit. So in the screenplay, on the storyboards and everything, and for the last basically month, we've been giving ourselves this huge headache with trying to get on a train, because in Sault Ste. Marie, apparently they don't let you get on them during this time of the year for some reason, even though they're in plain view just off this side of the road. They're dicks.
You're a dick.
So after that debacle, it was good that, now we've come to the decision that it's not worth the headache, and a little rewrite of the script, and we take that out. Even though, we were all, me especially, but I think we were all pretty attached to having that in there. Just production value wise, it would have looked really awesome, but I think what we've come up with now will work just as good, and maybe even better. Maybe, who knows? Well, you'll tell me. So if you ever wondered what a playback on a shoot outside looks like with Zach, you make a little fort.
It's real cozy.
A little fort.
You want to take a look, Pat? Here, come here.
Come in the fort.
I'm
Pat.
coming in.
Oh, that's cute. That's precious. If I had an extra hand, I'd get a photo.
Okay, so we are about to go to my old high school and go downstairs in the basement. Quick little tidbit for you there. There used to be an old guy that just used to live down there. Questions run through your head of why someone might want to live in a creepy ass, dark, muggy, asbestos-filled basement, but everyone's got their reasons. Now, I don't want to say that I'm nervous for it, but I am. I bet it looks cool though, so always looking for the positives, I guess. So we're about to head downstairs to the basement, and like I said, it's a little bit eerie down there. Minorly nervous. An old man used to just kind of live down there, so we'll just see kind of how this goes. But
Here we go.
Now this door, you gotta slam to close it when you're done.
Yeah, you never get out.
they were saying this as a joke. However, I was laughing in fear.
You just go and, how long you figure you're gonna tour out? Half an hour or so? I'll keep an eye-
Probably not even half an hour, but
I'll keep an eye on you, just go ahead.
sweet. Thank you so much.
You're there's an emergency
Here's
service
practitioner.
person.
That's good, Adam. You go first.
Okay, bye.
I'm glad you're like just getting rid of all these webs and stuff, just so that, it's a nice, easy walk for the rest of us.
Well, we got the right atmosphere here.
This is definitely the right atmosphere. Oh, good. That looks like toxic waste. Oh.
This shit scares me because this is like, makes you think it could fucking collapse at any time.
It gets kind of warm down here too, huh?
Yeah, I'm not.
Spicy! Shouldn't have wore the wool down here, boys.
I love the guys like.
I feel like we're in Tomb Raider.
I feel like we're entombed.
I'm pretty sure this is how the beginning of The Mummy started.
Brandon Fraser comes around that corner, that'll be scarier than
Okay,
the
so...
rat.
So I was right. It was scary down there. So we wrapped on our two main actors yesterday. We had Evan and Brittany. This was like the most, I wouldn't say stressful, but it was definitely, you could tell, 3 days in a row of like pretty, not like overly long shoot. Like the first day was, I don't know, first day was long. First day was like, I don't know, maybe like 9 hours of shooting or something like that. And then the last two, like with the van, was only a couple hours, and then the other day was like maybe like 3 or 4. But like 3 days in a row of that was just like, it was the first time feeling like it was like a real like, we were actually on like working on like a real production kind of thing, right? But it does have that thing where you can tell people, everyone just starts getting a little bit more tired, maybe a little bit more annoyed. I don't know what really how like the thing works out, but it was just an overall like good experience just to like see that, right? Just to kind of experience those those like maybe slightly tension filled or slightly like just, you know, on the last day you're like, okay, you know, things are wrapping up, we just need to, but you also need to keep in your head that like, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter that you're tired, we need to get the shots right. You know, it's not, once you start rushing, that's when things start getting sloppy and you miss stuff, and then you look at it at the end of the day, looking at your dailies and just like, what happened? You know what I mean? So it was definitely a really, really good experience just for all of us to, it was a great experience just for all of us to really see, you know, what being pushed to, not our limits, but like being pushed to a place that where we weren't used to being, and seeing how well we could do. And like, you know, I don't think we could be happier with how the stuff came out. And this is, I think, the most fun that we've had on a production to date. So anyway.
I'll tell you one thing, burn my calories.